is Annette. I was looking for what you were speaking out of and I didn't find it. Here we go. Annette affirms that she has become a Toastmaster for life. Today she will present a speech entitled Mantras to Build a Better Me. For a time of 5 to 7 minutes, please welcome Annette Wilson, Mantras to Build a Better Me.
Fellow Toastmasters, have you ever found yourself needing a recharge, a reboot, to refocus? I believe we all have at some point. And today I would like to share approaches that I use to help me navigate turbulence in my life in hopes that you may find these useful as well. I've taken the liberty of extracting quotes from several of my favorite motivational books, and I compile a list and print these out and refer to these as the situation dictates. And one of these I refer to is I am indeed worthy of a relationship that totally supports me, nurtures me, and inspires me to get more in life. I found this in Marshall J. Silver's book, Passion, Profit, and Power. Followed by, I expect my mate to measure up, realizing that it is an insult to expect them to treat me with the love and respect that I deserve. It's an insult not to expect them to treat me with the love and respect that I deserve. And I was going through a turbulent relationship. And sometimes you have problems letting go. But I referred to my books. I looked at this statement, and within time, I cut the cord, didn't look back, have no regrets. And it follows that turbulence come in many different ways. And once I was struggling to reach a goal that I was striving to achieve, I went to my list and I referred to my quotes and I affirmed that act as though I am and I will be. And whatever I want, I can draw forth. I selected these statements from Joseph Murphy's book, Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Act as though I will be. This is similar to self-fulfilling prophecy. We envision, we imagine. I've mentioned many times that I'm going to win that lottery someday. And guess what? I have won scratch-offs, small amounts. And what it taught me was you have to be specific. I am going to win the mega lottery one day. But I took a picture of the checks, the small checks that the lottery office sent me, because that is a snapshot of my future. And I also recall sitting one day in a meeting when I was in the military. I was in E7. I was sitting in the midst of E9s, chiefs, the highest rank in the Air Force. And I sat back and thought to myself, this is my future. And it came to pass. It was a snapshot of my future, and it came to pass. And speaking of passing, there are going to be some days that things just don't go our way. Well, I refer to Power of the Subconscious Mind, page 100. This too shall pass. We can't let these turbulence in life get us down because these will serve as roadblocks. Another quote, what the other person says or does cannot really annoy or irritate me unless I permit them to disturb me. Have you ever been driving down the road and somebody cuts you off? Sometimes you don't say, oh, phooey, that wasn't nice. That's not therapeutic. Sometimes we have to come with something stronger. And when I'm in the car by myself, I come with a little stronger statement. And then I remind myself of my quote. What that person has done cannot really annoy or irritate me unless I allow them to. Because fellow Toastmasters, I would like to share with you that one method of helping to navigate turbulence in our lives is to refer to quotes, mantras, things that have proven to help others. And why not? Can it also serve to help us? I have this list, and if you would like me to share it with you, I shall put it in the chat. Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Annette. I think that you and Ed were connected somehow on the theme of today's meetings. I heard many proverbial statements in regards to how your mantras come together. One of the things that I just love about how we all come from different places to this place of togetherness.
Now we're going to go to our second evaluator, our guest, Ilham, and he will be evaluating Annette's speech. Ilham.
Thank you, Madam J. Toastmaster Aneth. I believe that a good speaker can get into people's mind, and a great speaker can touch people's heart. And that's what I experienced and heard from your speech. You were able to touch my heart, and I believe everybody also felt the same thing. So everybody, please give a big applause to Aneth. Now, what I really love from the speech that you delivered today is the concept of the structure of your speech itself. You open the speech by asking us the questions. Have you ever heard a mantra, or have you ever had a mantra in your life? So that kind of questions basically make us engage to your speech that you are about to tell us. And you were able to deliver by giving a very um, structured experience of chronological speech, the story that you had, the problem, the obstacles, and then also the message and everything. And you covered it up at the end by using a good conclusion. Then I think when it comes to a speaker, that kind of structure is basically very powerful to convince people and learn something from the speech. Now, I also managed to think that your vocal variety was just too excellent when you were telling us about, let's say, these two shall pass. You put it with your heart. You make some emotional kind of vocal variety there, and that's really basically touched my heart, as what I said before. Okay, and the things that I can tell to you for some improvement is that this has worked for me before. When it comes to having a speech online like this, our body can also speak. I saw most of the time when you spoke in front of the camera, we could only see your face. Your body were moving, but somehow it was not visible due to the placement of this webcam or camera. So if you can somehow zoom out a little bit, we can also, you know, um, see your hand gestures, and that's going to be great. Apart from that, okay, um, the mantra itself, because your topic is about a mantra. If I were you, I would make the mantra at the very beginning of the speech, like give a quote at the very beginning of speech. For example, like these two shall pass. That was a great, basically statement, and you state it at the very beginning. Okay, then you come up with asking people questions. I think that structure is going to be more powerful to ring people a bell about a speech that you were about to deliver. Okay, and the last but not least, yeah, it was a great job. Yeah, if you can maintain and basically work with some suggestion and evaluation that I give you today, I believe your next speech is going to be more awesome. Looking forward for your next one. Thank you. Back to our GE, Sherry.
Thank you so much. Now we're going
Friday afternoon. Well, that concludes the prepared speaking portion of our meeting, and we will now move on to the extemporaneous speaking portion portion of our meeting. And to lead us through table topics, please help me welcome Graham.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Welcome, everyone. One place you do not want to be is up the proverbial creek without the proverbial paddle. So with that in mind, and with my mantra as our topic for the day, I get to either pick on a volunteer, and then they volunteer right at this moment. Not seeing too many little hands there. Okay, so now oh, there's Deborah. Very good. Perfect. Well, Deborah, here's your question. If you have a mantra, would you tell us what it is and tell us what wonderful things have happened because of it? And if you don't, make one up and tell us anyway.
Thank you for this great question. I was actually thinking about it when Annette was spilling out all those proverbial sentences. And I said, I have one. I'm going to read for you. Actually, let me show you. It's right here. And it says, every change involves a loss of some kind. You must let go of old ways in order to experience the new. And that I took from the book, The Purpose-Driven Life, from Rick Warren. This let go speaks to me every day because I am so particular about things that I do. And if I don't do, I'll get all upset and I need to be perfect and so on. And all those bad stuff that we do to ourselves in silence. And so when I read there and let go, if I'm sad, I think of this is not, I should not carry this. I should let go of this because I'm going to make a space for me to be in peace, for me to accept myself and receive what the universe has to give to me. So my mantra for everybody I'm sharing and think about it, to let go and let in something good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a fine start. Well, I managed to sucker one volunteer. Are there any other volunteers, or shall I just pick you and make you shiver in your Wellingtons? Oh, there's Gerard flashing their little, hey, speak to me. All right, Gerard, you've just won the main prize. You could choose something that you feel is a mantra for yourself and tell us about it. Or you could create better. That's up to you. Give us your story, Gerard.
Graham, it is always interesting to answer your table topics. This one is something I heard when I was a boy, and it began to manifest the course of life through its experiences. And people say experience is the best teacher. My grandpa used to say, that's true, but what experience did you have that was the teacher? Because not every experience is a good experience, am I right or wrong? Because if I go to jail, and that's my teacher, I don't have very good teachers. They teach you stuff, but they're not teaching you stuff that you need to know. However, if I go to a college, or in my position, Job Corps, I didn't associate with students. The head person who made the website of Job Corps, he was my best friend. We worked out together, went out to eat together, flirted with girls together, that kind of thing. But we were still friends. I didn't hang out with people that were my age because my mentality wasn't on that level. I wasn't trying to think about what am I going to do next week. I'm trying to think about what am I going to do 5 years from now, because I knew the situation. So my mantra was always have the best experience so you can have the best teacher. It didn't always work. It failed on me many, many times. it took a long time for it to become a proverbial manifestation in my life because I made many, many mistakes knowing that mantra. So I tell young people all the time, if you hear that, you need to add the word, hey, what kind of experience was my teacher? Not experience was the best teacher. Good experiences are the best teachers, not any experience. So that would be my mantra that I would teach anybody. But like I said, add the phrase, good experience.
All right. Thank you, Gerard. Very nice to hear that wisdom. I'm going to say we have enough time for at least one more. I get one. Very good, Jackie. Thank you. So now do we have a third volunteer? Wow, what a lovely person. Let's have an Indonesian perspective on this mantra topic. Thank you, sir. Would you tell us something which is very special to you and remains one of your mantras today?
I was disappointed. I felt hatred, and then I also got tired. That's basically what I felt at the very beginning of the pandemic happened. The reason why is because I lost my job. I was thinking about how could I survive? How could I make a living for my family? As a public speaker, as a teacher, the pandemic made us hard for interacting and then having the physical kind of activities. But I didn't stop. What I did is I kept doing my best and find something else as a solution. I came up with posting social media videos on my TikTok and Instagram at the time. What I did is just sharing about my thoughts. And after posting like more than 10 to 20 videos, one of my videos went viral and people loved it. Then, during the pandemic situations, I got a new experience and I got a new job. And the job is basically as a social media content creator and influencer. See, if I take a look at the moment I almost gave up and I gave up and quit, I wouldn't be able to basically having a new experience. But I didn't stop. What makes me happy is every bad situation will finally give you something to grow up. And as what people say, and as what Annette said just now, this too shall pass. So yeah, I live to be having in a situation where maybe challenge and obstacle appeared. Yep, I think that's all I can tell. And back to our table topic, Master Graham. Thank you very much.
Excellent answer. Well, thank you for your fine response and welcome. We hope we see you again. Meanwhile, I return the chair to Madam Toastmaster Jackie.
Thank you, Graham, for leading a great table topics. I think what you did that I really liked was at your very first question, you said, please share about your mantra. And if you don't have one, make one up and tell us about it anyway. And that's just great advice for every table topic, because sometimes you get asked a question and you really don't have an answer maybe that resonates strongly with you, but you can always make something up and follow the trail wherever it leads you. Well, that concludes the prepared and extemporaneous speaking portions of today's meeting. And